There are bull riders, and then there's J.B. Mauney. The man didn't just ride bulls, he waged war against the meanest, rankest beasts in the world, and came out swinging. He wasn't polished, he wasn't pretty, he was pure, unfiltered grit. And if you're wondering what made him unstoppable, buckle up. Because this story is about pain, pride, and one man's obsession with riding the impossible. Let's go. Born in Charlotte, North Carolina, J.B. Mauney grew up far from the Texas cowboy stereotype. But he had two things from day one: raw talent and a chip on his shoulder the size of a Brahma bull. At 13, he was already throwing down on practice bulls. By 18, he turned pro. But here's the thing, JB didn't take the slow road. He didn't play it safe. From the jump, he chose the baddest bulls and dared them to buck him off. And most of the time, they didn't. His breakout came in 2009. That year, he became the first rider ever to cover Bushwacker, the same bull that would go on a 42-ride buck-off streak, the same bull that tossed legends like Valderon Oliveira, Guilherme Marchi, and even Silvano Alves. But JB, he did it with the torn bicep. Yeah, torn bicep. Didn't tell anyone. Didn't skip the ride. He strapped in, nodded his head, and held on for 8 seconds like the devil was behind him. That's not just tough. That's legendary. And if you're into stories like this, the real, raw ones that prove rodeo is more than just a sport, hit that like button and subscribe. There's more where this came from. Back to it. By 2013, JB had gone from hotshot to hero. He went head-to-head with Silvano Alves for the world title. Silvano played the numbers. Safe bulls, smart rides, high scores. But JB, he picked monsters. The final showdown came at the World Finals. Everyone was watching. Mauney didn't just win, he dominated. Rode 6 of 6 bulls, a perfect sweep, crowned PBR world champion in front of a roaring Vegas crowd. And the first thing he did, he thanked the bullfighters for saving his life so many times. I've been hurt bad, but when I nod, it means I'm ready, broken or not. And broken he was. Over the years, Mauney shattered his face, crushed his ribs, separated shoulders, broke his jaws, twice. He dislocated both hips, tore his groin, got knocked out cold, and every time, he came back. Because what made JB different wasn't just what he did in the arena. It was that nothing, and I mean nothing, could keep him out of it. In 2015, Mauney pulled off what some call the greatest ride in PBR history, Pearl Harbor. An 1,800-pound beast that hadn't been ridden in over a year. Mean, quick, explosive. JB didn't flinch. He stuck it, 94.25 points. Crowd lost their minds. Pearl Harbor was pissed, but JB smiled through the pain. Because that was the Mauney blueprint. Pick the hardest bull, ride him, win. No calculators, no strategy, just guts. He never chased world titles. He chased legends. He didn't want the safest way to win. He wanted the hardest way. That's why guys like Chris Shivers, Justin McBride, and Cody Lambert, guys who built the sport, all called JB the last of the true gladiators. Even the bulls seemed to respect him. By 2019, he crossed the $7 million earnings mark. But what really stood out was his fan base. Nobody got the kind of love JB did, because fans didn't just see a champion, they saw a cowboy who never quit. That year, he cracked his ribs, re-injured his groin, and still showed up to ride Big Black, a bull with one of the highest buck-off rates on tour. He held on for the full 8 seconds, screaming in pain the second he hit the dirt. He limped out, grinned, and tipped his hat, because to JB, pain was just part of the deal. You're not really riding bulls until it hurts. That's a direct quote. But here's where the story gets deeper. In 2021, the injuries were piling up. Doctors told him to slow down. His body was a wreck. He could barely walk. But he wasn't done yet. He switched from the PBR to PRCA, the path to the NFR. People laughed, said he was chasing a dream 10 years too late. He didn't care. That year, he qualified for his first national finals rodeo at 34. After 2 decades of punishment, and what did he do in Vegas? He went toe-to-toe with Juju, Arctic Assassin, and Big Rumble, covered 6 of 10 bulls, finishing top 5 in the world standings. In his first NFR, nobody does that. But even legends fall. In 2023, at a rodeo in Lewiston, Idaho, Mauney took a nasty wreck coming off a bull named Arctic Assassin, landed wrong, shattered his neck, required surgery, and a spinal fusion. He announced his retirement soon after. It was over. But here's the thing, it wasn't a sad ending. It was the right one, because the fact that he made it that far, rode that many bulls, racked up that many wins, and changed that many lives, that was a miracle. The truth is, most bull riders don't get to walk away. He almost didn't. So what made JB Mauney unstoppable? It wasn't just the scores, or the wins, or the cash. It was the attitude. It was the nights he rode through broken ribs, the mornings he could barely walk but climbed back on anyway, the years everyone said he was finished, and he just kept riding. He made fans believe again. He made cowboys ride harder. He made bulls buck meaner. And he did it all without even backing down. In a sport that chews people up and spits them out, JB Mauney stood his ground. He became the standard, the bar, the myth. And now, years from now, when rookies climb the chute and nod their head for the first time, they'll be chasing his ghost. Because you can win a buckle, but becoming a legend? That takes something else. Something you can't train. Something you can't fake. It takes what JB Mauney had. Heart. Thanks for watching. Hit subscribe for more untamed stories from the arena. And remember, pain is temporary, but 8 seconds? That can make you immortal.